Hello, Global Perspectives students. You have embarked on an exciting learning path already in this module, and the next few weeks will certainly expand on this. You are about to tackle the challenge of simulating the United Nations, a challenge in which you will engage in a highly interactive, multidisciplinary, and intercultural experience with your peers from across the university. The United Nations is the international organization which was constructed out of the ashes of World War II, with the goals of banishing the scourge of war and guaranteeing world peace. Its predecessor, the League of Nations, formed at the end of the First World War, was unable to provide these guarantees for international peace and security, as, among other issues, it failed to prevent the outbreak of the Second World War. But in 1945, the international community built on the success of the League and constructed a new system, aimed at correcting these failures and building a new world for peace, prosperity, and security. Guided by the principles of collective security and the respect for the sovereign equality of all member states, the United Nations aims to serve as an international forum for peacefully resolving disputes, developing friendly relations among all nations, pursuing and protecting human rights, and being a center for improving the quality of life for human beings everywhere. The UN has been successful in developing international frameworks for the promotion of human rights, pursuing the goals of international development, and most recently this weekend as it decides the post-2015 MDG agenda called the Sustainable Development Goals. The UN has certainly been less successful in other ways, but it only has the power given to it by member states. If the international community does not recognize the legitimacy of the United Nations as a forum for peace and progress, then it is less likely to be successful in pursuing these aims. Now, the Model United Nations simulation is essentially a role-playing game of the United Nations, in which you will play the role of a country, represent their views, and pursue their interests while trying to find a common global solution to a pressing international issue. In this case, the problem of killer robots. Simulations epitomize what we call experiential learning, as they rely on you experiencing and defending perspectives, constraints, and interests of a country other than your own. You may find that you completely disagree with the positions of your assigned country, but you still must remain in character. Arguing for a position other than your own may even help you to develop a deeper understanding of different sides to an argument. You may even find that in the process of negotiations that your own personal views may change and that compromises may arise. Additionally, you may also discover that you have gained experience and skills in leadership, teamwork, interpersonal communication, diplomacy, public speaking, and negotiation. But simulations of the international system of states are not a new phenomenon, as universities across the world previously engaged in experiential learning exercises through simulating the League of Nations. However, as the League of Nations dissolved at the end of World War II and its successor, the United Nations, emerged in the 1940s, these simulations also adjusted to the evolution of our global system. There are hundreds of conferences all around the world which draw thousands of participants. Regents has been a part of this as we send a group of students each year to the National Model UN Conference in New York City, a conference which boasts the participation of more than 4,000 students from more than 150 countries. Additionally, we've hosted Model UN conferences here for high schools from across the UK. Now, as you prepare to discuss the topic of killer robots and all of the pressing international concerns surrounding their development, keep in mind a few key points which are necessary for your participation in the next LEAD event. First, the goal of each student should be to pursue and protect the interests and concerns of their assigned country. And second, the goal of the entire group should be to find a mutually reasonable solution to the simulation topic. Thank you and good luck.